You ever notice how HOAs, those homeowners associations, always seem to invent new rules to control people? Some say they're there to protect property values, but in reality, they often just bully residents. Well, let me tell you how my small-town church bell turned into their worst nightmare. A fight that started with a simple Sunday tradition ended up destroying their million-dollar dream. For decades, our little church bell rang every Sunday morning. It wasn't loud, it wasn't disruptive, it was comforting. Kids would ride bikes, families would walk to service, and the sound of that bell tied the community together. It was a symbol of peace, of tradition, of freedom. But then, everything changed. A new HOA board took over. Suddenly, the bell wasn't heritage anymore. To them, it was noise. One morning, I found a letter in my mailbox. It said, "Cease and desist. The ringing of the church bell violates HOA noise regulations." And then came the threat. $500 per day fine if you continue. Can you imagine? Charging people for practicing tradition? That's when I realized this wasn't about noise. This was about power and about money. I could have stayed quiet. I could have stopped the bell. But instead, I did my research. And here's the thing. In America, freedom of religion is protected. And courts have ruled church bells are part of that freedom. So the HOA had no legal ground. That's when I decided. Not only would the bell keep ringing, it would ring louder than ever. The next Sunday, instead of ringing once, I rang the bell every single hour. The sound echoed across the neighborhood. Neighbors stepped out of their houses, not angry, but smiling. Some clapped, kids laughed, and it became a celebration. Meanwhile, the HOA president stood there red-faced, powerless. His dream of a quiet luxury community was slipping away, one ring at a time. The HOA tried to fight harder. More threats, more letters, even harassing churchgoers. But then word spread. Local news showed up. The headline was everywhere. HOA tries to ban church bell in small town. Social media exploded with outrage. People across the country were calling it un-American. And suddenly, the HOA wasn't in control anymore. They were the villains of the story. And here's where it got interesting. The HOA had been pushing a luxury housing development, million-dollar homes they planned to sell.